You hear a lot of great things about business cards. And a lot of people will tell you that business cards are the way to go. They are a major flex. You see a lot of people on Instagram telling you about business lines of credit where they have silent videos with a caption where they're doing this, then they do this, but they don't actually tell you anything. Luckily, on YouTube, you have people who will actually explain it to you, and business cards are great, but right now, I'm about to bring you the dark side of business cards, or potential dark side, that is. That's up to you.
Welcome back to my dad's channel. If you're new here, make sure to click that like button and subscribe, and don't forget to share.
So, first thing, it's not that it's all negative, but you need to be careful. In all things, you have to exercise wisdom. So there are positives to business cards, but I'm going to show you the other side of the coin. So we have a few points here that I'll use to outline that. All right, the first advantage of a business card is that you really don't need an employee identification number. You can apply for a business card with just your social security number. So you don't need to have a formal business in order to get one. And there are plenty of people here on this forum who can actually show you how to do that. I can show you how to do that. That much has been done to death. So we do understand that. You don't actually need a formal business, but here's the dark side. Understand that when you apply for business credit or business credit cards, a lot of the times when you're not established, understand that this is based on your personal credit. So one thing that you have to consider on the darker side is that there will be a hard inquiry on your personal credit reports. So now, what does that mean? You'll take a little hit on your score. The inquiry will stay on just like it does with a consumer card. But unfortunately, if you don't get the business card, now you've taken a hit to your credit and added an inquiry for no good reason, period. So you just need to be aware of that even though you're applying for a business card and you don't need an EIN and you don't have to be a formal business, it is intermingled with your personal card, and we'll touch on that in the next couple of points as well. Continuing on, because of YouTube and other platforms, like I outlined before, more people are gaining an understanding of getting business cards and more people are applying, which is fantastic. Literally fantastic all the way around for the issuers, for the banks, for the people who are getting these lines of credits that they may very well need to scale their businesses. That is the bright side, so that more people aren't nonplussed from these streams of money that are easier than going and sitting in front of a loan officer and laying yourself bare and hoping that they take pity on you. But the darker side is that with more people come more stories. And unfortunately, there are a lot of times where people, on purpose or maybe inadvertently, tend to stretch the truth, because business applications are different from consumer applications, wherein they want you to have an idea of A, how much expenses you have for your business and how much income you think your business will bring in. And then remember also that application is looking at what? Your personal credit. So it's also going to leverage what personal income you may bring in, because a lot of those applications also ask for your personal income, any income whatsoever, to ensure that you can pay the card that you're going to be racking up charges on. So now some people, they get a little creative with the truth, here and there, and within some reason, what are you going to do? But the issue is that a lot of times, if you are caught, number one, you just don't want to get caught. But if you are caught, that could set you up for major clawbacks and other ramifications that you just don't want to have to deal with. So with that, I would say with more people applying, a lot more people really need to ask themselves, is a business card really for them? Is it something that they need, or are they just sniffing for a sub? Because their sign-up bonuses tend to be higher than consumer bonuses, and they are extremely appealing. Another thing, this is number 3. With a lot of business cards, most, if not all of them, give you free employee cards, which is fantastic. Especially, you don't have to be there to make all of the purchasing decisions. And it's great, especially if you have a partner, if you have subordinates, kids, your kids may work for you. A lot of mom and pops will do that. So that way you can actually have someone do purchasing that you can account for, because the main account holder will actually collect all points and get spending reports. That makes it much easier and much more efficient to do your books, which is the lifeblood of a business, that and commerce, obviously. But you have to understand that these employee cards, if you do not have a business that you intend on scaling, and you are getting a business card because you feel you are a business, understand that you must treat employee cards the same way you treat authorized user cards on the consumer side, meaning that you want to trust the person you are giving this card to, because just like on the consumer side, their level of responsibility and honesty can have very, very serious ramifications on your business credit worthiness, and even potentially your personal credit worthiness, which we will get into in just a bit. And of course, one of the biggest benefits, the ones that people use to sell business cards to you, is that the balances that you accrue on business cards don't affect your personal credit utilization, which is huge, because credit utilization on the personal side plays the biggest role, one of the biggest roles, in determining your FICO score, which is the picture of your credit worthiness. And that is great. To go further, people understand that businesses will have to have, in some cases, have to have inventory, or in other cases, they will have to put out money and wait for money to be returned. So there will be balances in the business sphere. So on the personal side, where everyone says do not carry balances, I would like to apply it to the business side as well, but it's a little more relaxed because it's expected as a part of doing business. But if you are a person who is just getting a business card, you have to understand there's a but. That but is that although your balances do not report to your personal utilization, your business still has a credit score, because your business is being considered as an entity unto itself. So just like we have TransUnion, Experian, and Equifax, most businesses, I'm just going to give you three, they have Equifax, Experian, and Dun & Bradstreet, or a D&B. So a D&B number will give you what's called a Paydex score. So now that's like your business's credit report. So if you're holding high balances continuously on cards compared to your open lines of credit, guess what it's going to do? It's going to do the same thing that would happen if you were doing that on your personal credit. And we definitely don't want that. So that is something that you really, really, really need to understand. You don't want to over leverage yourself on your business cards, because just although the balances do not report to your utilization, there are still effects. You just don't want to be a part of that. Now the last one. I've heard some people say, and it's weird to me, but I've heard people who think they're gaming the system. They play a little fast and loose with their business credit because they feel as though the effect on their personal credit is protected by their LLC, their limited liability corporation. And I cannot stress to you that while a limited liability corp will help you, while this is your business credit and not your personal credit, like I said at the beginning of the video, don't think that the two aren't still closely related. Understand that, and I will use, for instance, the big two business card carriers that a lot of people like you watching this YouTube video are probably interested in, which are Chase and American Express. Yes, they don't report your accounts open on your personal credit. Yes, they don't report your utilization on your personal credit, but they will both. And I repeat, they will both report any negative activity and any delinquencies, not just to your business credit bureaus, but to your personal as well. And I hope you guys are absolutely aware of that. So literally missing payments, late payments will not only tank your business score, it will also reach and just literally hit a scorched earth on your personal score. So now if you start a business and you decide that, being responsible isn't really a priority because it's not affecting my personal score, I'm here to tell you you're absolutely wrong. So now if you want to scale, because most businesses are not successful the first go around, sometimes people have to retool and retry and hit it again. Now you're going into it behind the 8 ball with both a terrible business credit score and a terrible personal score, which is going to make it almost impossible for you to get financing. So look, I hate to be the bearer of bad news, but I gave you positives. Just understand, like I said before, there are 2 sides to every coin. So you have to consider things like that. And as an addition, understand that your business credit scores aren't particularly as easy to get as your personal credit scores. So you have to really be more cognizant of how you are handling your business credit, including all your business credit cards, your trade lines, your lines of credit. You need to be very aware of that, because if you want these business scores, you're gonna pay. They're gonna make you pay because you're not a person anymore. You're a business, and businesses get treated differently. Now, most people don't like to hear that when it doesn't, benefit them, but that's just the ugly truth. So I just want to let you guys know, by all means, apply for business cards. I am a big proponent of them. I have 3 myself. I have the Chase Inc. Business Unlimited. I have the American Express Blue Business Plus. I also have the Amex Marriott Bonvoy Business, and I love my business cards, and I make sure I take care of them just like I do my personal cards. So I'm not telling you not to get them. I'm just telling you that don't just look at the shiny side, because there's always a dark side. But that's that, and I'll catch you later.